Yo guys, what's going on? It's Fever Flow here. Welcome to season 3, episode 4 of the podcast. Today, guys, we haven't really had a podcast in about 2 weeks now. So today, guys, we got Paris Saint-Germain news. We got preseason games upcoming, huge games as well that I didn't really notice. We got, of course, a lot of transfer news. I just want to talk about just football in general, give my opinions and my thoughts. So yeah, let's get right into it, guys. Actually, before we get into it, of course, thank you so much for 23 subscribers on the YouTube, and then of course 145 on the Instagram. All links will be down below. Of course, it's very fun making these videos, and so thank you so much for the support. And yeah, guys, if you guys want me to talk about any certain topic, let me know in the comments below, guys. I want to do kind of like a Bundesliga slash and maybe I don't know what I want to do yet. But as you guys may know, I do have a where is it? Right here, a league podcast I guess playlist here. So I kind of want to do another league podcast video, but instead of just one league, I kind of want to talk all leagues in general, talk about each league in one episode. So I think maybe sometime this week, maybe this Thursday, this Friday, I want to talk about every single league, give my orders and thoughts on like the best leagues, I guess like where they were before, and then how they've kind of changed now to like their strength. Like as you guys may know, I think the Premier League and La Liga kind of dominated in the past 2 decades, but I think now there's kind of bigger leagues like the Ligue 1. I feel like it's kind of rising up to La Liga type levels. So I kind of want to talk about these leagues as a whole and the clubs in the leagues, how powerful they are, and kind of promoting these leagues. I kind of want to talk about that. So I think we might have one of those episodes this Thursday or Friday, going back to a league podcast playlist episodes. If you guys haven't watched one of those, I talked about the La Liga, and then yeah, like so much different. But I talked about the La Liga and the Premier League. So I kind of want to do a league episode, just talk about all leagues in general. But yeah, guys, let's get right into it. Let's start off with the transfer market, guys. We have a lot of transfers to go through, of course. Starting off with the big one, Sadio Mane, guys. Sadio Mane has made his way. Actually, when was it? This was long ago. I guess we haven't talked about it really. You go over here. I think it was down here somewhere. Okay, I guess we cannot find it. Okay, you have right here Sadio Mane to Bayern Munich, I believe for 60 million. So what a steal for Bayern Munich. What a player he will be for Bayern Munich. There's already like training videos, of course, preseason training of Sadio Mane and Alphonso Davies. So that duo right there is gonna be amazing. I can already tell because both of them, of course, are fast-paced, good dribbling. I guess they can kind of like, it's good that they know each other really well at the club, because they get to play. They're both going to be playing on the left-hand side, left wing Sadio Mane, left wing back, left back for Alphonso Davies. So they both have to kind of know each other, and even in training, it looks like they're both happy together. So it's good to have that strong connection right away. And I think Sadio Mane, he already looks very happy at Bayern Munich. I think because of course he's getting the pay that he deserves, the correct pay, because the Liverpool, man, they did not pay him correctly. But at Bayern Munich, they're definitely paying him the way that he deserves. He's the top tier player for sure. In my books, I think Sadio Mane is definitely a top 5 player this season. And talking about just like players like in the top leagues, another underrated player that I think should be maybe not in the top 5, but I'd say for sure in the top 10 is Heung-min Son, because I think Heung-min Son has definitely had a brilliant season for what he's had. I think he had like the most goals for Golden Boot without penalties, without a single penalty this season. Yet somehow Mohamed Salah still won Golden Boot somehow, even though Heung-min Son had the same amount as Mohamed Salah, but no penalty. So I think Heung-min Son's performance this season is so high tier and high class, like world class performance by Heung-min Son, but he's just not getting the respect and the attention that he deserves for his performance because of the club he plays for. So because he plays for Spurs, he's not getting the respect that he deserves for his level of performance. So I think I just wanted to mention that. And yeah, same thing with Sadio Mane. I think Sadio Mane at Liverpool, I think football fans notice that Sadio Mane is a world class player. But at Liverpool, the board at Liverpool, they didn't give him the salary that he deserves, because this guy right here, he's gonna be dominating. He can play left wing, he can play left forward, he can play striker for you, because his finishes, his technique, everything, he has everything you need. So if I think, yeah, Sadio Mane, if he plays, when he plays for Bayern Munich, if Lewandowski decides to stay, I think that Bayern Munich have options: 4-3-3, a 3-5-2 with Mane at left forward, or Mane at striker, Alphonso Davies left wing, a 4-4-2 with Lewandowski and Mane up top. I think they have a lot of options because Mane can be a versatile player. I don't think he's just good on the wing. I really think he's a perfect striker as well, because his finishing is insane as well. So I think Sadio Mane to Bayern Munich, great deal. For Bayern Munich, great steal as well for only 60 million. What are Liverpool doing? But yeah, that is Sadio Mane to Bayern Munich for you. And then yeah, we got some other transfers here. Christian Eriksen to Manchester United, guys. It looks like Christian Eriksen might be going to Man United. It's rumored that it might be happening. And I think this is a pretty good deal. I think Christian Eriksen is definitely a passionate footballer. We saw his performance, his prime. I feel like his prime was at Tottenham Hotspurs. I think that was when his prime. We definitely saw him. But I think, yeah, see Ronaldo and Eriksen. Why not Spurs? They're back to Spurs, of course. Rumor FC. Come save us. He will definitely ruin his career. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, and I think it's because of I guess because of the situation United are in, that people are kind of hating on this transfer. In reality, you got to look at the performance and what he's gonna bring to the club. He's gonna bring a good box to box. He's gonna bring that positive mentality. He's that guy who brings that I guess connects the team, because he's always a happy man. I swear, he's always a happy man. So I think, yeah, that's definitely gonna be a good deal, and I think, yeah, sometime soon Manchester United need to get their stuff together and get a new midfielder. I think right now it's taken so long for them. As long as they get, I'd say, if they can get at minimum a new box to box center mid, a new defensive center midfielder, and a new center back, I think they're gonna be set to go. And I know they did sign that new what is it? Manisa Masia. Who was it? I don't know what his name was. Might say somewhere up here. Right here. Tyrell Malis. What am I saying? Tyrell Malasia. So if they can sign, so they do have him, and I think when I do watch him, he is a solid center back, a solid fullback as well. I think all he really needs to improve on is his attacking. I guess like his attacking wise, he does have good strikes as well, but I think like his defense is solid as well. I think Ten Hag can definitely turn him into a beast. I do believe that. His favorite. I think they're from the Dutch league as well. Yeah, he is from the Dutch, of course. Ten Hag is of course gonna get another player from the Eredivisie, because he came from the Eredivisie from Ajax. So he can see his performance. He knows how well he plays against Ajax when he was in the Eredivisie. So bringing him to United now, I think he's gonna be a solid player. Only 22 years old as well. So yeah, as I said, I think he needs to work more on. I think his defense is solid, but he can definitely become better with Varane, with Luke Shaw, and then same thing with his attack. I think if he gets a better at attacking wise, he's going to be a solid fullback, a solid center back for United, which is perfectly what they need. But as I said, on top of this transfer, this is just not enough. Kind of a this is kind of like buying a player for the future. Right now, on top of what they have right here, they need to buy at least a new box-to-box midfielder, someone like Frankie de Jong, who wants to stay at United but would be a pretty good option for United as well, or who wants to stay at Barcelona but would be a pretty good option for United. Of course, Eriksen, he's kind of older, so I guess if you could get Eriksen, United could get Eriksen, but then they'll also have to look for a new center mid later on. And then same thing with a defensive midfielder as well. Whether that be, I think they were trying to get Leonardo Paredes from Paris Saint-Germain, but then we said we wanted 35 million for him. So they backed away. And I'm very happy that we get to keep Paredes because I think Paredes is such an underrated defensive midfielder. I just love him. He has the connections with the team, with Verratti, with Messi. Of course, he has that Argentine passion, the South American passion. Um, so I think yeah, Paredes is such a good player for us. I like as a defensive midfielder at Paris Saint Germain, I'll take Paredes over Danilo Pereira. No offense, Danilo Pereira, but I take Paredes over Pereira because when I do watch Danilo Pereira, I do feel like he kind of like I think the temper the I guess what am I trying to say here? Like when we're trailing a goal or something, when we start to lose, I guess he kind of gets a bit like it gets to him, and then he starts to kind of get like out of control, and he starts to get worried and doesn't know what to do, and starts to play with a kind of like panically. He tries to like, oh, let me do this. I don't know what to do. So I think Paredes, he has that mentality. I think Paredes overall is a solid defensive midfielder, and he's perfect for us. He's perfect in that midfield. Good attack as well. Um, Kind of good box to box, good defensive midfielder that we need. So good thing that we get to keep him. But going back to what United need, yeah, United needs someone like Paredes. They need someone. Who could they get? Like, who is he? Bukiyaku, is that his name, from AC Milan? I think he's on loan from Chelsea to AC Milan. The Frenchman, central defensive mid. I feel like maybe like Tonali. That wouldn't be bad for United, but just a defensive mid, and then last but not least, a new center back as well. And I was gonna say Mateus de Ligt, but there's rumors of Mateus de Ligt for going to Bayern Munich, and that's huge pull for Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich are I feel like nobody is really talking about Bayern Munich right now, but they're out here balling in the transfer market right now. They've got de Ligt, or they're rumored to get de Ligt. They've already got Sadio Mane. I think they have who's that new midfielder? Did they get a new midfielder? I think. But if they can get like a new solid box to box midfielder, they do have Thomas Muller, they do have Joshua Kimmich, Poliso. Who's that right back as well? The German right back. I forgot his name, but they do have him as well. So I think they're balling here in the transfer market. Nobody's really talking about it. But but to be honest, if they can get De Ligt, oh my, De Ligt and Upamecano with Neuer in the back. De Ligt, I think Upamecano is definitely a solid center back, but having kind of that like that captain, that physical leader, De Ligt is gonna be helping Upamecano in that center back for in that defense for Bayern Munich. And I do notice that Bayern Munich do tend to play a more of an attacking role, like a 3-5-2. Um, but I feel like if they get De Ligt, they can play more of like a four back. As I said, 4-4-2. De Ligt, Upamecano, Davies, and that new right back they got. And in the midfield, you got Leroy Sané. You got on the right side, you got who can you put on the right side? What's his name? You got Leroy Sané on the right. You got Serge Gnabry or Coleman on the left, and then in the midfield you got Kimmich as your stay back defensive midfielder. You got maybe a new midfielder or like a new box to box attacking midfielder, or you got Thomas Muller, you got Tolisso in the midfield, and then up top the duo pairing of Lewandowski and Sadio Mane up top. So they're gonna have a solid, and as I said, yeah, with the lick, this has like with Sadio Mane, this gives them options because Sadio Mane can play on the left, he can play striker, because of his finishing, because of um his finishing technique, he can play striker. He can play left wing. He can play left forward. So he's kind of like a versatile center forward slash wide player. So that gives United or Bayern Munich the options to play with different formations. So yeah, as I said, once again, Bayern Munich balling out here in the transfer market. So getting like someone like Mateus de Ligt is going to be very helpful for them because I do think that they need that defensive leader role. They do have Kimmich, who was turned into a beast after Pep Guardiola came to Bayern Munich, but I still think that having that in the back line, not just in the midfield, is definitely going to help them a lot. But yeah, guys, let's go on to next transfers here. So it looks like Vitina, guys. Yes, Vitina. I think we talked about Vitina last time. As I said, he's gonna be a perfect role for us. That box to box center midfield. Yeah, we did talk about him last time, but now the deal is done. It is complete. It is announced and everything. So that's gonna be great. He's only 22 years old. So as I said, him, Verratti, and Paredes in the midfield. Paredes is our defensive midfielder. Verratti is a kind of like a box to box, and then Vitina also has a box to box kind of. But Vitina would be more as that creative box to box midfielder. So yeah, Vitina is gonna be absolutely great for us. As I said, Renato Sanchez also rumored to come to the club, and that is gonna be really really great for us. And what I wanted to talk about Renato Sanchez is that Renato wants to play for the club. Um, can I even find it? Is the thing. Where is it? Yeah, Renato Sanchez entourage really confident that he will eventually join Paris Saint-Germain, as the Portuguese really wants to play for PSG. Milan already working on other target confirms the this guy here, Lee. Yeah, confirms that guy. Um, confirms source. But yeah, guys, it's good that Renato Sanchez. It's good that we have a passionate club player join the team. So having Renato Sanchez as that big man, that box to box defensive midfield is gonna be. He's gonna be a unit in the midfield for PSG, and exactly the midfielder that we're looking for. I think Renato. He wants to play for PSG as well. So that's good. That's good that he wants to play. So I hope that we do still go ahead and try to sign him. The only thing I wanted to talk about here is right over here. PSG refuses to offer more than 10 million for Renato Sanchez, a sum Lille sees to follow. Milan are ready to bid 15 million. Actually, no, this is something else. Oh no, what is this? July 9th? When was this? 10 hours ago. So no, I think PSG are still going to be signing him. I think we're going to up our price. But where is it? Somewhere here. Um and I'll find it. So if I go on my phone here, because I did take a photo of it. Pardon me. Yeah, so right here. Despite some contrary reports, no, this is okay. Here. So Milan and Lille are on constant. Okay, this was 9 hours ago. 9 hours ago, a few days ago. So like about 3 4 days ago. Milan and Lille, AC Milan and Lille are in constant talks for Renato Sanchez. And an agreement around guaranteed of 10 million is close. Still need to sort out agent commissions. So yeah, guys, it looks like AC Milan a few days ago bidded 10 million, while PSG bidded offered 15 million. And what I wanted to talk about is the impact that like just I feel like PSG's like there's so much hate in France on PSG especially. It's just unacceptable. There's so much hate that they're not willing to give a unit of midfield. So what I'm saying here is I think France are I guess what I'm trying to say here is Lille are afraid to give their rival, their league rival club opponent a one of their top tier players, top tier midfielders, because they're going to be playing each other next year, so they don't want them to have a better player. But they're willing to get less money to offer him to offer him uh, to another league's club, to a foreign club. So it just doesn't make any sense. And the thing about it is there's so much hate on PSG. I guess socially and economically, it's just terrible because socially, of course, with like oh Mbappe, we got Mbappe. He's gonna be like the manager at PSG. Oh, like you guys all have the money. You have the oil money, and you're still losing in the Champions League 3-0 from Benzema hat trick. All of that stuff. You're like there's so much hate on us. It's just it just like kind of messes up with our transfers and stuff. And the thing is, it's kind of unfair. Like if PSG, if Paris Saint Germain were in if Paris Saint Germain were in a different league, like if we were in the Bundesliga, if we were in the Serie A, I guarantee this stuff wouldn't be happening because we see these transfers, these types of rivalry transfers with Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. We see that with Lewandowski, of course. Um, Nicolas Sule from Bayern to Borussia Dortmund. We see that in the La Liga with, of course, the Madrid, Atletico de Madrid, and Real Madrid. We see Real Madrid and Barcelona making transfers together, and then in the Serie A we see Juventus, um, Inter Milan, and AC Milan all making. They're all three rival clubs because they're top clubs in the Serie A. Yet they're still making transfers, and then we see that once again in the Premier League um with Chelsea. What's his name? Raheem Sterling from Manchester City to Chelsea, two big rival clubs, top six clubs. Giving transfers, top tier players to another club in the same league, and like another top tier club in their same league. But in France, we don't see that happening. We don't see Lille and PSG top teams trade top tier players because of the hate we have in Paris and in Europe. And it's just, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. It's such nonsense. But now that we see this going on, that Ronaldo wants to play for the club, I think the player, the player's agent as well, are going to be pushing Lille to find an offer with Paris Saint Germain. They're going to be pushing Lille to find an offer with Paris Saint Germain so that Ronaldo will make his way to Paris. But I just want to talk about this. It's like so much hate on PSG that it's just so nonsense. It's just so unfair. So I wanted to talk about that as well. Is that like if we were in another league, we would have a strong team as well. I guarantee that 100%. I guarantee that 100%. But yeah, Vitinha and Ronaldo Sanchez, the Portuguese. Luis Campos looks like he of course Luis Campos is Portuguese himself, so it looks like he's bringing in two Portuguese players. Of course, that kind of helps the connections to bring the player into the club. So very very good. And I just want to talk about Ronaldo Sanchez, man. He's what is he? He's 24 years old. He's already played for Bayern Munich, Lille. He might be playing for PSG this season, and maybe in the future, I do see him possibly going to AC Milan. Eventually, going to AC Milan in the future. I can definitely see him at like a club like Barcelona, or Real Madrid. I could see him in the Premier League for a team like maybe like Chelsea. I could see him at. I could see him at Chelsea. So I guess Ronaldo Sanchez. He's such a good player. He's already played for Bayern Munich, Lille, PSG. Eventually, so three big clubs. Only 24 years old, and still has the opportunity to be at this top tier level, to play for clubs like Barcelona, Real Madrid, AC Milan, Chelsea. So what a player Ronaldo Sanchez is, and that's why I'm happy that he wants to play for PSG. He's a club player, and he's also not just a club player. He's a good player that will help the club very very well in the midfield. So wanted to talk about that. Let's go on, guys. I wanted to talk about, yeah, of course, unlucky, guys. Xavi Simons last season, guys. I know I've talked about Xavi Simons a lot, but unfortunately, yeah, what it was supposed to be is Xavi Simons was supposed to extend his contract with Paris Saint Germain and then go on a loan transfer. But it looks like everything fell apart, and Xavi Simons has instead signed a 5-year contract with PSV. And everyone, a few years ago, I swear, everyone was saying, "Oh, he's gonna be the next Messi. He's gonna be the next Modric, because he's gonna be the next Xavi." I mean, Xavi is in his name. He's gonna be the next big thing because of, I guess, like his play style for the PSG youth team, and he still has that potential. So in 2027, he's gonna be, what is it, 5 years from now? He's gonna be 24, and he may be turned into a pretty decent center forward, a pretty decent creative midfielder, creative attacker. But I can for sure see maybe 2027 when he turns 24, I can for sure see him going to United, to a club like United. That can possibly happen. I can for sure see that. But as I said, it's just unlucky because I really liked Xavi Simons. I think he was definitely a underrated, a good talent that we had at the club. So it's just unlucky to see him leave. We go up, of course. Richarlison to Spurs. Looks like that's gonna be happening. Pardon me, guys. Just had to sneeze there. But yeah, guys. Oh yeah, Tolisso. Oh, yeah, he did go. Okay, so we'll talk about that after Richarlison. But yeah, guys. Well, let's talk about Richarlison, because is a transfer from Everton to Spurs a good deal? Because I feel like for the most part, like does Richarlison? Let's ask these questions. Does Richarlison go over Son? No. Does he go over Kane? No. And then does he go over Kulusevski, especially after his performance in the second half of the season at Spurs? Probably not. So I feel like Richarlison is just going to be that, maybe that guy who gets subbed on, maybe that guy who plays in these smaller tournaments like the Caribou Cup, like the maybe in the Champions League he might play. But I feel like he's not going to be that constant starter, and I think that kind of might not make him happy as a player because we saw that at Everton. At Everton, you can tell when Richarlison gets subbed off, you can definitely tell that he's mad because he wants to play more and feels like he can offer more to the club. But with the way that with Conte plays, how Conte plays with Spurs, I feel like he's gonna not like how I guess Spurs are gonna be playing, and how much playtime he's gonna be getting because of the attack that Spurs already have. Overall, he's a really good player for not only for Everton but for Brazil as well. He's a all around. He's insane. His heading is insane. His heading accuracy, getting in the back of the net off of a corner, off of a high ball, is insane. His finishing is insane. But now that at Spurs, when you gotta like fight for playtime against Son, Kulusevski, and Harry Kane, that might be difficult for him to get playtime. So yeah, let's see how this transfer goes. So yeah, guys, we got Tolisso, guys. Tolisso looks like he's going back to his looks like he's going back to Olympique Lyon. So yeah, I did not know this. So now that I do know this, I think Bayern Munich should definitely go out and get a new midfielder, a new box to box midfielder, because I think Tolisso is a class player. Oh my, getting Tolisso and Lacazette back at Olympique Lyon is such a huge transfer for Olympique Lyon. They're selling they sold Lacazette and Tolisso a few years ago for like 70 million in total or something, and now getting both Tolisso and Lacazette on a free. Now that they're turned into a beast as well, so that's really good transfers for Olympique Lyon. So I can't wait to see Olympique Lyon play in Europe and in France next season, because I think they're gonna be such a good team to watch for sure. So let's go up. What other transfers do we have here? Of course, Frank Kessie and Christensen going to Barcelona. So those are going to be quite interesting to see. I really do hope that they do play at the El Clasico against Madrid in Vegas next week, which I'll be going to. So that's going to be an insane game, guys. I can't wait for that. So hopefully I get to see Kessie. Hopefully I get to see Chouameni play as well. I really like Chouameni. Hopefully we get to see him play. Camavinga, I want to see Camavinga. Vinny, I want to see Benzema. All of them play at the El Clasico next week. So Axel Witsel from Borussia Dortmund to looks like Atletico de Madrid. I think this is such a underrated signing. He's 33. Holy, I did not know that. But I think this is such an underrated signing right here. I think this is a really good signing. You're gonna have Witsel as your central midfielder, Marcos Llorente as your box to box. Who else do they have at Cam? Maybe you can play. I guess Carrasco is that left winger. You got João Felix. Maybe you can play. Maybe you can play like a 4-3-3 with João Felix as your central attacking mid, Witsel and Llorente as your box to boxes, while Witsel is your more defensive midfielder. Rasco left wing, Angel Correa as your striker, and then on the right wing, who do they have right wing? I don't remember, but I think that's a pretty good signing. I think Witsel, they definitely need that central defensive midfielder. But I think at the same time there might be a lot of players leaving Atletico de Madrid because of Diego Simeone, guys. Diego Simeone, that guy is on a whole other level of craziness. So maybe they're gonna have a lot of players leaving the club. But if they don't leave, I feel like Atletico de Madrid does have a solid, talented team. It's just not being utilized properly because of Diego Simeone. So let's see what happens there. I think he's a good deal. I think he's definitely going to be a good deal for Atletico de Madrid, giving some challenge in the midfield in the La Liga and in Europe as well. So yeah, let's go up here as well. Angel Di Maria to Juventus, it looks like that is a W deal, guys. I think as I mentioned last week, we talked about the meaning of number 10, and I kind of mentioned I know Di Maria wasn't really wearing that. Not where was he? Yeah, I think he did at United or at Real Madrid. But I feel like I wanted to talk about how Di Maria, that meaning of number 10 is kind of that creative midfielder. And I know Di Maria isn't a number 10 player. He doesn't wear the number 10. I think he's 19, but I think he wears the number 19. But he plays like a number 10. You can play him cam as a magician. You can play him right wing. We talked about this with Isco, with Messi, with Mesut Ozil, with just Mesut Ozil. So I think Di Maria is also in that type of list of that number 10 creative midfielder cam slash wide players. He's a magician. He's a creative midfielder, someone who creates chances for the teams. So I think him going to Juventus, him, Vlahovic, and Chiesa up top is going to be such a great attack. If Dybala did not leave, you have Di Maria right wing, Chiesa, you have Di Maria right wing, Vlahovic up top, Chiesa left wing instead, and then you got like a 4-3-3 with a cam as Dybala at cam. So I think that attack would have been great. Even without Dybala, it's still going to be great with Chiesa, Di Maria, and Vlahovic. I think that's still a great attack for Juventus. The good thing, I think he's gonna have a brilliant season at Juventus for sure. Harry Kane to Bayern Munich. Imagine Kane goes to Bayern Munich to win a trophy. Yeah, over here, and then Bayern don't win, bro. If that happens, that's just gonna be that's gonna be hilarious. Kane goes to Bayern to win a trophy, and then they don't win. That's hilarious. That is actually hilarious. But we go up Serge Gnabry to Chelsea. Okay, then this is quite interesting here. Chelsea next season 0-0 and then 11 losses. Stunning! Oh my God, who signs Gnabry makes a big deal. Yeah, I think Gnabry is such a underrated player. Gnabry Pulisic swap. Ooh, Pulisic goes to Bayern. That's gonna be such a huge talk because you're gonna have two North Americans playing for Bayern Munich. That's gonna be such a huge win for us North Americans to have to have one of our players go to a big club like Bayern Munich. So um so yeah, Serge Gnabry. I think he's such an underrated player. No one's really talking about him. He's such a good right mid for he's such a good like attacking winger for Bayern Munich. I haven't really watched him, but I think when he definitely does play a lot, like him, Coleman, Lewandowski. I definitely see that attacking trio a lot. I don't really see Sane play a lot. But as I said, I don't really watch Bayern. I'm thinking next season I definitely will watch Bayern next season. You guys know how I only talk about Prem, La Liga, and Ligue 1. I'm thinking of next season. I'm hopefully gonna be adding Bayern onto that list, Borussia Dortmund, as well as Inter, Juve, and AC Milan because I kind of want to talk about all these leagues as a whole. Talk about more football, of course, more football content equals more stuff to talk about on the podcast. So I think Bayern Munich are definitely. I'm definitely gonna be watching more Bayern Munich next season, because of how much they're balling in the transfer market. I think, as I said, Mane. They got that new right back. They need a new midfielder. If they do get Matthijs de Ligt, that'll be crazy for them because he's such a good like captain role model for the team, so he's gonna be huge as well. So yeah, guys, let's go back here. Yeah, it looks like Milan Skriniar might. Looks like he's getting closer. The deal is getting closer um to PSG, which I'm very very happy about. As I said, I think Galiter. I think the team he's gonna be fitting well in the team. When you have in the back line, you're gonna have Delict, um, Marquinhos, and Ramos, and I think we're gonna start to see Ramos play more. Of course, last season Ramos was quite injured or he had COVID, so I think that I really hope that Ramos gets to play way more this season because I think he's gonna be the impact that we need in the back line for sure. So like with not having Ramos at that UCL game against Madrid definitely impacted a lot. I think if we had Ramos, he would keep that mental. He has that composure, and could have helped I really do think that Marquinhos or Ramos, hopefully he does play more because I think his mentally he has a huge impact on the team. And I think on Marquinhos as well. And I just want to talk about Marquinhos because recently I saw like a video talking about oh Marquinhos is such a bad player, especially after that match um against Real Madrid, the second leg of course. And the thing is, when you look at the goals that Madrid got, he was really the only one defending those goals. He was the only one to get his leg out there to stop the ball. Of course, some of them were unlucky, kind of rebounded, and then Donnarumma didn't save it because of the rebound. As I said, of course he didn't really block it. It didn't like he didn't have the I guess the defensive awareness to block the shot. But he at least he tried. You can tell that he was the one who was passionate enough to try to defend those shots. So I just wanted to mention that of course. But mentally, I think that Marquinhos is definitely set. So having those three mentally insane kind of big role leaders in for our defense, Ramos, Marquinhos, and Skriniar is definitely going to be a huge W for the team to have that defensive big player to that unit in the center back to hold um hold the other team back from scoring. So that's gonna be a W right there. As I said, yeah, De Ligt to Bayern Munich. Yeah, looks like no agreement yet between Juventus and Bayern Munich for Matthias De Ligt. The club will not. The club will be in contact again for this week to negotiate. Juve have been informed that De Ligt agreed personal terms with Bayern Munich, but takes time to find solution between the clubs. Okay, so it looks like the same thing going on with Ronaldo Sanchez, where the player wants to play for the team, but it's just the club needs to have an agreement as well. Renato or not Renato Sanchez, Arturo Vidal, who's a Bayern and Barca legend, looks like he's agreed a team with Flamengo. Okay, what the heck is that team? Until December 2023, so 1.5 year contract. It looks like till next year transfer winter transfer market. Looks like Arturo Vidal will be going to Flamengo. Um, so yeah, it looks like bro, this guy is such a huge player. I feel like if he goes back to the La Liga, it would be pretty nice to see. Going back to Barcelona, kind of like Dani Alves did. But I mean, as Dani Alves did mention that Barcelona don't respect their iconic legends like as they should be. Dino, of course, you see Dino. What's his name? We just said it. Dani Alves. They don't get the respect that they need. We always talk about them, but at Barcelona, like as Dani Alves says, they're not getting respected enough that they should be. They're not having a farewell that they should have. So I just wanted to say that. Like same with Arturo Vidal. Even if he goes back there, he won't be respected as much as he should be because I think he's a solid midfielder for any club. To be fair. Uh, Rafinha looks like Rafinha to Barcelona is looks like a done deal as well. So that's gonna be a huge signing um, for Barcelona. Let's say Barcelona do have a lot of wingers, a lot of youngsters, of course. With the farewell of Adama Traore, having Rafinha coming to the club, the Brazilian, he's gonna have that Brazilian Brazilian magic inside of him to help Barcelona. I think he's such a solid player. I think Barcelona have so many solid players, of course. Vinny, you got Neymar, Lucas Paqueta, Richarlison, Rafinha. So they're stacked. I swear they're stacked. Allen in the defensive midfield position for Everton, or does he play for Everton? Yeah, I think he does. So they have so many. I swear, Barca or Brazil is insane. They have so many good players. I swear. We go on here. It looks like Ten Hag. Do we want to talk about Ten Hag this episode? I feel like we should have another episode for Ten Hag. Let's just look at these news here because it doesn't look like it's a lot. Ten Hag, Ericsson, and Frankie De Jong. Yeah, we did talk about this as well. I said that United do need those two box midfielders, whether it be Ericsson or Frankie De Jong. So let's see what he says here. Ericsson and Frankie De Jong deals. We want to add the right players. We have really good squad. We have a really good squad, I should say. We are working to develop our way of playing. Okay, so I spoke with Cristiano Ronaldo before the issue came up. I had a good conversation with him. He hasn't told me that he wants to leave. I have read. I have read. I mean, we want success together. Cristiano Ronaldo is not for sale. He's in our plans. Uh, he's not with us due to personal issues. We are planning with Cristiano Ronaldo for this season. That's it. How to make Cristiano Ronaldo happy? I don't know. I'm looking forward to work with him. Eric Ten Hag once again. Frankie De Jong. I never talk of players who are under contract with other clubs. I'm not gonna answer about Frankie De Jong. How many signings? We're still looking for players in the midfield and offense. Offense. What the offense? Why do you need offense? Okay, I guess for Cristiano Ronaldo leaving, but I mean Cavani. You got Cavani. He's such a underrated striker. Last season he had a brilliant season. He has the passion for the team. But bro, what is he talking about? Offense, defense. Get defense. Get a defense guy, my guy. You got an 80 million fridge. 80 million fridge. You need a better fridge. Like right now they have an Apple fridge. They need a Samsung fridge, a better fridge. Samsung is better than Apple. So they need a 80 million Samsung fridge, guys. Not an Apple fridge, which I already have. I swear. What the heck? Offense? But I definitely agree with the midfield. But I don't think about the offense. I really don't think they need a better offense. Maybe you can say like bring in Anthony, maybe like one more like a young, like I guess a young skillful fast player who can finish well. But I think mainly in the midfield, for sure in the midfield, focus on the midfield like very very hard. They need to focus on the midfield. And then in the defense as well. I think the defense is more important than the offense. I mean, for Ten Hag, it might not be. I think maybe Ten Hag kind of believes in, maybe he believes um, in Harry Maguire. I wanted to talk about this over here. So the hearing of the Super League case begins in the European Court of Justice. They will interverse Super League, UEFA, FIFA, leagues, RFEF, Government of Spain, other European countries, and European Commission. So this is terrible. Hopefully the Super League doesn't become a thing, but it looks like they're trying to find a way around it. And I mean, it's kind of the same thing as the UEFA. How did the Champions League come to come to be a part of football as a tournament? I guess the Super League, I guess they're trying to do is something, and like this is really gonna help out clubs like Bayern, like Barcelona, maybe like United to get more money to sign top tier players. So that's gonna help them these clubs out a lot. I think if there's just a way that they can, yeah, I don't know. I don't think the Super League is a way. I don't know unless they like show something that is equal to all of the European clubs, then yes. But I feel like for the top teams, it's just unfair. I feel like it's just unfair. I really do think it's unfair, and it's unfair for the players as well. Playing in the Champions League, Super League, they got the World Cup, they got like all this stuff. So you got to think about the players as well. And of course, we saw that like when was it? 2 years ago, last year, which even the players didn't want this because it's too much pressure, too much work, too much game time on them. They're gonna get injured, won't be able to play after they get injured from all this game time. So I think nobody, unless they come out with something like, yeah, I don't know, unless they come up with something like insane that might change how the league works, then maybe there's a slight chance. But I was actually here. I came here to talk about La Liga will change its name from next season. It looks like they're going to be announcing it in August as well, which I read somewhere. I said they should change. I have the perfect name. So you know how we have the Uber Eats Ligue 1? They should change it to the DoorDash Liga Español. Yes, right there. That is the league right there. DoorDash Liga Español. Um, so yeah, we go over here. Looks like FIFA wants to install cameras in the dressing rooms during the 2022 World Cup. The objective, allow viewers to follow the players as closely as possible with the live broadcast or with a slight delay. What the heck? That'd be unfair because I don't know. What if the other team listens at the broadcast and says, "Oh, like look, they're listening at the plans." I mean, it's definitely a cool thing, but I feel like the dressing room is kind of a private place for the team to make like decisions, like game decisions. So I feel like to allow the fans to know what's gonna go on, kind of ruins the experience. Like watching football, watching the tactics that these players that the coach brings, it's kind of like watching a movie. It's like having these in the dressing room is kind of like a spoiler. A dressing room is where all the plans are made, and then on the field is where they present it to the players or to the fans. I mean, so I feel like having that is kind of gonna ruin it. I feel like I really don't like it. We go over here. The new Bernabeu almost ready. The grips of the rectangle grass is installed. What the heck is this? What the heck? That is crazy. That is crazy. But let's go. We have two more topics right here, so let's go talk about those. Robert Lewandowski's inner circle believe his move to Barcelona could be completed as early as this week. Hopefully it does happen, because hopefully he gets to play at the El Clasico next week, so I get to see him play when I go to Vegas. So hopefully it happens. I mean, if this does happen, as I said, like if he stays, they have many opportunities, like 3-5-2, a 4-3-3, it's 4-4-2. They have many opportunities to play, like to mess around with the team to tactically this preseason. Lewandowski and Mane up top, two world class brilliant finishers, would be insane. So I mean, getting him to leave would kind of be unlucky. But I mean, as I said, Kane is gonna go there and help them lose even more. Kane is gonna go to hopefully win a trophy, but instead Bayern will lose. But as I said, yeah, I think a club like Bayern Munich shouldn't worry this much about Lewandowski leaving. He's done so much for the club already, and you kind of have as I mentioned, Mane can play left wing, he can play striker, so you kind of have that replacement striker, which is Mane. So I feel like it's nothing really to worry about if Lewandowski leaves. I did say if Lewandowski does decide to stay, or if he stays for one more year and then go to Barcelona, it would be insane, because Bayern is such a strong team. It would be even more insane to have Mane and Lewandowski. I want to see that duo, because those are such world class finishing striker duo up there. I want to see that duo. But if it doesn't happen, Mane as a solo duo, or as a solo striker up top, will still be fine as a solo winger. Having, and I think they have other options. Of course, who's that new guy? Not Haller. Haller went to Borussia Dortmund. Who's that? I think they have another striker for Bayern Munich. Oh, Adeyemi. I'm Adeyemi. So I think Adeyemi is still going to be a good replacement even if Lewandowski leaves. But having Lewandowski at the club is still going to be a huge deal for them, because they're going to have like Lewandowski, Mane, such two world class finishers up there. But I mean, Lewandowski on or Mane on the left, Adeyemi will be at striker instead of Lewandowski if Lua decides to leave. Adeyemi and Mane will still be a good deal, because Adeyemi will learn a lot from these clubs. There's so many talented, experienced players at Bayern Munich that I think Adeyemi would be a perfect striker. He's gonna learn a lot from Sadio Mane as a finisher, as a attacker. He's gonna learn a lot from Sadio Mane, which is still gonna be perfectly fine. And then yeah, going back to the topic of Serge Gnabry to Chelsea. Chelsea are interested in signing Serge Gnabry as a potential replacement for Hakim Ziyech. And I don't know if it's a swap deal. I think Ziyech has decided to leave. But I mean, Serge Gnabry to Chelsea. To Chelsea, that I did not expect that, but I mean that would be pretty good for them. I think having that more of a winger type role would be good for them, because I feel like right now you got like Pulisic, you got Ziyech. I think Pulisic is more of a central winger, central like a right forward, a left forward player. But having Leroy Sané as a replacement, I think that Hakim Ziyech was definitely a brilliant winger for Chelsea last season in the past 2 years. For that Chelsea, when Chelsea won that Champions League, I feel like he had a huge impact. Hakim Ziyech, his outside the foot shots are crazy. So having Serge Gnabry as the replacement is gonna be a huge W for Chelsea. But I think even if he stays at Bayern Munich, that's also gonna be a great deal for or a great stay for Bayern Munich, because I think he's such a good player. As I said, I haven't really seen him play, but I definitely do see him in the starting lineup quite a lot, quite a lot. Um, Bayern's first offer of 60 million plus 70 million add-ons for Matthias de Ligt was rejected. They are holding up for 80 million. Okay, it looks like that is happening. But I think, as I said, if the Ligt does go to Bayern Munich, that's going to be such a huge deal. Pogba to Juventus. Ooh, Pogba in the midfield. Pogba, Di Maria. That's going to be pretty nice. Renato Sanchez has agreed to join PSG and is no longer interested in going to AC Milan. The transfer market should be around 10 million, but it's progressing slowly because Lille wants more. Of course. See, as I said, Lille are like want more from us because we have the oil of money. That's the only reason. That's why there's so much like economic hate because of the money we have. And yeah, guys, before we end off the episode, we got here transfer, or not transfer, we got preseason matches. So we got this tomorrow morning, which I'll be talking about, maybe on the league episode. But I'm going to be watching this at 6 a.m. Liverpool versus United. Actually, I want to talk about one thing about Liverpool. But yeah, so tomorrow we're going to see is Darwin Nunes, of course, you can't really say anything off of one match. But if Darwin Nunes scores on his first match against Manchester United, that's gonna give us some predictions. We can give thoughts on, is Darwin Nunes the right player? Was he the right signing that Liverpool needed? Was he worth 100 million for Liverpool? Is he that guy who's gonna be getting in goals for Liverpool? Because we see this in the Carabao Cup and in the FA Cup. Liverpool did not score one single goal in 90 minutes. They won both those cups in the penalties after extra time. They couldn't score. In 120 minutes, Liverpool cannot score one goal. So is Darwin Nunes going to be that guy that Liverpool needed to bang in those goals, to finish those goals that Liverpool need to finish and get those goals in the 90 minutes? Is he that guy? Was he worth 100 million? Let's see in tomorrow's game and against RB Leipzig. Both those games are going to be worth it. I also wanted to talk about one thing about Liverpool. I was watching this FIFA guy. He plays FIFA 22, and he was making a best of, or like his all-time Liverpool team, and he chose Henderson. He said Henderson was better than Steven Gerrard. Now, what do you guys think in the comments? Let me know if Henderson is better than Steven Gerrard. And the reason he said that is because I kind of agree with this. I mean, you can't really compare the past football with the present football, because we're in a totally different generation of how they play football. This is like modern football. Back then was kind of tiki-taka football. It's like so much different than the football we play now. So you can't really compare there. But I guess team-wise, you can kind of compare, like, if Liverpool had this team back in Gerrard's day, would Gerrard still be a top tier like a legend player for Liverpool, is what he's trying to say. If Gerrard was playing now against in what we can say Liverpool's strongest team ever, if Steven Gerrard was playing right now in Liverpool's strongest teams against strong teams like PSG, City, United, Real Madrid, Barcelona, if Steven Gerrard was playing now, would he be as big as he was when he played with a team that wasn't great? Because I feel like Gerrard, and we can say that Gerrard's prime was insane, but did we only see his prime because of how bad Liverpool were when he played for them? Is that what he's kind of comparing it? Is Gerrard's prime really a prime, or was it a prime like play? What was he in his prime because of how bad Liverpool were? Is that what I can kind of agree how he compared it there, and how Henderson is better. Overall, I think Henderson has a huge impact for Liverpool. I think he, of course, in the Champions League in 2019. I think this year almost winning the quadruple. Of course, I think Henderson is such a huge captain, and I think he's such a good player. As I said, I think Liverpool do need to improve their midfield. As I said, Henderson is kind of iffy, but I think mentally Henderson is a good captain. But comparing Gerrard and Henderson right now, it's kind of hard, because right now Henderson is playing in a team in Liverpool's strongest team ever. But whilst Gerrard was only good because you can say Gerrard was only good because he played in a bad team, a bad Liverpool team. You could say that. But it's kind of hard. As I said, it's also hard to compare the past football with the present football. That's why I just wanted to talk about that. And let me know in the comments of what you think. So it was hard to compare, but let me know. Let me know. But yeah, huge games. I'm definitely going to be watching this. July 21st, we got Liverpool RB Leipzig. So that's also going to be nice. I really like Nkunku. I think RB Leipzig is such a good team. So this match, of course, I'm hoping Liverpool wins. RB Leipzig, Liverpool. I'm hoping RB Leipzig show up with some good skill because I do think that RB Leipzig is such a good team as well. Um, we got Chelsea and Arsenal. Okay, then let's see if Arsenal win here. Because of they got Gabriel Jesus, so hopefully Arsenal do good with the new signings they have. Barcelona and Manchester City. This was a game I really wanted to go to, but then we got the announcement of Real Madrid versus Barcelona instead. So of course this game is gonna be way better. But I mean, oh, this game is also gonna be good. I hope this game is in the morning. I think the El Clasico that I'm going to is at 8 p.m. Vegas time. So I hope that Bayern Munich versus City is going to be a bit earlier, like at 5 or 4 or something. But I hope that I do get to watch the City Bayern game. Two strong teams as well. Such a good game that will be. PSG and Gabou. What is that team? And then it looks like PSG scared of the challenge. Bro tried to sneak in PSG. What the heck? And then we go over here, Barcelona, Juventus. This is also going to be a great game, of course. Um, United, Atletico. Let's see. Is Ronaldo going to be going back and beating Atletico de Madrid like he did with Juventus against Atletico? That's going to be crazy. We got Madrid, Juventus. Also going to be nice. That's going to be a huge game. Roma, Spurs. We got Inter Milan, Villarreal. We got Barcelona, City, which is also going to be a huge game. So there's a lot of good games. Yeah, I was not expecting this, so we're still gonna have a lot to talk about during the summer, guys. But yeah, today we talked about more of the transfers of football news. As I said, that role of, I guess, yeah, we talked about like how these teams were. There's so many teams. We just talked about football, of course. So we had a good episode today after 2 weeks, guys. As I said, this Thursday or Friday, I might have an episode talking about leagues, of course. And then, of course, just make sure you check out on the Instagram of when I'll be going live or when I'll be posting the episode. As I said over here, I send new podcast out tomorrow. This was yesterday. So just make sure you guys are always keeping your eyes out on the Instagram. That's when I'll know. That's when I'll let you guys know when I'll be uploading a podcast. But yeah, of course, next 2 weeks, next month, and next 2 months is gonna be great. A lot of good preseasons, a lot of good transfers to talk about, a lot of good football news to talk about. And as I said, this Thursday or Friday, we might have a league podcast episode. So, as I said, I'll let you guys know on the Instagram. Link will be down below. For now, if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you don't miss out on any other videos. For now, stay positive, stay happy, have fun, have a good summer. Of course, really good weather. I'm gonna be going out to play a lot of football. Of course, I got 2 new balls over here. This one is new, so I'm hoping that's a pretty good. It's a Qatar World Cup ball, so it looks pretty nice as well, and does feel pretty good. Just can't wait to use it. Hit some outside the foot shots, hit some free kicks with it, dribble with it, of course. So really good weather. So hope you guys are enjoying this weather right now. But for now, guys, as I said, stay positive, stay happy, have fun during the summertime, stay flow, and see you later. Peace.